Girl, overthinking is hindering you from showing up. Sometimes we can honestly know exactly what we're talking about. Like, it's our zone of genius, right? Like, if somebody was to come up to me and ask me about pizza, this just random, I'll be like, girl, yes, I love me a good pizza. You can go to this place, get pepperoni, pineapple, all the things, right? And I'm gonna put them on. But sometimes, again, you can know exactly what you're talking about. It's your zone of genius. But when it comes to showing up, you can't do that. Why? Because you're overthinking. You're overthinking. So what is overthinking? What is overthinking? Overthinking means to think excessively or to think in excess, right? And so when you begin to think about that as creatives who rely on our creativity, like when you literally I always get this word messed up. Psychologically, we use the left side, I believe it's the left hemisphere of our brain as creatives. That's the creative, that's the artistic side of our brain. And we use that, right? And so overthinking is only getting in the way. And we as creatives live and thrive off of our minds. And so when it comes down to overthinking is causing us and hindering us from being able to utilize our creativity and maximize our creativity and show up through our creativity, right? So here's the problem with overthinking. You can either think yourself to success, or you can think yourself into not doing it at all. Right? And that's the power of our minds. That is the power of our brain. It's easy. I don't know if you ever tried this out, right? I don't know if you ever tried this out. It's easy to help somebody else brainstorm or ideate for their content, for their business, for their ministry, for whatever the case may be. It's easy to offer ideas, right? But when it comes down to our own dream, our own vision, sometimes we think and we think and we think until we think ourselves into a hole. So then our thinking becomes ineffective. Where our gift is our brain, right? Our gift is the ability to be able to ideate, the ability to be able to create something in our imagination and bring it out into this world. But sometimes you can think yourself into a hole where now you're not doing nothing at all, friend. And this is what I have come to talk about today, because time's out for overthinking, because it's time to show up. It's in you. Okay. You have the ability to create, but honey, the overthinking is causing you to not be able to show up. So what we begin to realize is overthinking or thinking too much is really a trap. It's giving trap, right? You thinking like, oh yeah, I'm just planning and I'm creating a plan. I'm doing all this research. I'm doing all this strategy. I don't know who I'm talking to, but friend, I know I'm talking to you because you clicked on this video. And you doing all this planning, all this strategizing, all of these things. But the thing you're not doing is showing up. You got to make sure you have that balance, right? We talked about extremes, making sure you're not on one end of the extreme. You want to make sure you have a balance. You know how to plan, but you also know how to show up and execute. I'm here today to talk about implementation. How quick do you implement? Because it's good to have a plan, but what good is that plan if you're not implementing or executing that plan? So overthinking is when you plan too much. You strategize too much. It's written down on the paper. That's cute. The graphs is cute. But now it's time to produce. Okay? Prop that camera up and record. Type that blog up and post. Okay? Design that product and launch. Okay? Because again, overthinking is a trap and it stops you from taking action, friend. It stops you from taking action. I be having to double check that this mic is on. Okay. So let me go ahead and just paint you a picture. Because you know we visuals, right? Visionaries, dreamers, creatives. Visual. Let me paint you this picture. At this point, call me Picasso. Okay? I want you to close your eyes. And I just want you to imagine your thoughts being this big landslide of mud, right? That just crashes down on you. And here you are underneath. That's how our thoughts can pile up, right? So maybe you just had an idea for a content series you want to do. But because you planned and you strategized and you've done all of these things, this idea underneath, you and your idea are suffering and you can't get out because all of these thoughts have now piled upon you. And so you struggle to then execute or implement or show up because you're still thinking of showing up and not just doing it. I mean, come on, Nike, just do it, ma'am. Just do it, friend, okay? Because we cannot afford to continue to sit on our ideas. We can't afford to. You can't keep thinking about showing up when you need to just do it. So, friend, for all my overthinker friends here today, today is the day. Today is the day that we're not just thinking about our ideas and not taking action. Today is that day. Today is the day that we make up in our mind to simplify our thoughts and turn our thoughts into action steps. Because what's the point? Right? We're creatives. We got a brain that can create. We got a brain with the ability to create, yet we're not maximizing and utilizing the power that we do have. Why? Because we're overthinking. But today's the day we learn how to use our brain and our minds for us and not against us. Okay? So again, the goal, we're moving from overthinking. Today's the day when you click this video, you made up in your mind, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. No, I'm playing. I'm sick and tired of overthinking. It's time's out for that. When you click this video, you made up in your mind, right? Something inside of you said, I'm sick and I'm tired of overthinking. Because overthinking ain't getting me nowhere, right? And so you want to know, how can I simplify my thoughts and turn my thoughts into action steps? Right? How can I use my brain and my mind for me and not against me? So first things first, before we hop into that, I'm going to give you the strategy, friend, because you know one thing for sure. We ain't just here to talk a good talk. Okay? We're here to go walk a good walk. And so I want to give you a practical way. I did on the newsletter talk about this week. It was the gyms were gymming, okay? But I want to give you a practical strategy for turning your thoughts into action steps. But before we get there, I want to talk about spiritual perspective. Because when it comes to dominion over our minds, it's very important. And I feel like we're also living in a generation where there's a lot of attacks on our mind, right? First and foremost, there's a huge fight for our attention, right? We got social media demanding our attention. We got friends, family, all of these things demanding our attention. And we're lending our ear gates and our eye gates to all of these different areas, right? Which we don't understand sometimes can have a negative effect on our thought life. You know what I'm saying? What you listen to and what you take in through your eyes is having an effect on your mental state, on your mental stability. How much time you get outside and off your device is affecting your mental stability, right? And so, giving the spiritual perspective, I want us to remember that we have to take dominion over our minds and make the minds that God gave us work for us and not against us. But you also have to be aware, because if you have a gift, right? Ain't the devil gonna taint that gift? Ain't he gonna wanna distract you from that gift? And he does that through depression, anxiety, and every single other attack against your mind. Indecisiveness, all the things, right? So when you spot it and you say, hold on, wait a minute, something ain't right. Something ain't right. There's an attack coming against my mind, whether that's my memory, decision making, wisdom, the ability to create, the ability to think good and pure and effective thoughts. All of these things, attacks against the mind. Once you become aware of that, if you want to aware of that before, you're going to be aware of that before you leave this video. Okay, friend? So, again, now that you are aware, it's like, hold on. The devil has been brought to light, and we're going to target this because I have been given, as a child of God, I have been given authority over my mind. I have been given dominion over my mind. And so I'm going to use my mind for what God called me to use it for. And it's going to work for me, and it's not going to work against me. God created our minds as powerful instruments that is able to imagine, able to create, able to think, full of wisdom, insight, able to connect the dots, able to visually see, right? He gave us that ability through these powerful instruments that were made in his image to be a benefit. To be a benefit. But then here come the devil. And he wants to use that same instrument to be a disadvantage. So we can be stuck like Chuck in our thoughts, overthinking, stifled, hindered, and not showing up, not walking in our purpose, not doing what we need to do. Okay? But today, can the church say today? No, I'm playing. But today, we choose whether or not this powerful instrument will be used for good or evil. Okay? You get to make the choice every single day. I don't care how many times you got to rewatch this video. Every single day, you make the choice. In every single moment, you make the choice. Is my mind going to build up and create something? Or is my mind going to tear down and destroy something? Because even if you are stuck in a cycle, or if you're being buried under all of these thoughts, or you're anxious or you're depressed, your mind is an instrument that is being used to destroy. But you get to make up in your mind today, and you get to speak over your life in your mind today. Brain, mind, you're going to be a powerful instrument. You're going to be a powerful instrument that is going to be used to build, to execute, to implement. I'm speaking this over your brain, your mind, and my own. Okay? You're going to be used to do what God created you to do, to be effective. Okay? Because as a creative, as a visionary, dreamer, entrepreneur, I need you to be effective. Mind. Okay? Just like David said, bless the Lord, oh my soul. Talk to yourself. Okay? So, you get to choose. And friend, I want you to make up in your mind today, before you leave this video, that you're going to take dominion over your mind, over your thought life, and you're going to use it to be effective. Again, mic check, because I don't got time to play. Anyway, now, let's go to iPad University. Y'all know I love a good iPad session. Okay, because I'm visual, friend, and I know you visual too. So let me go ahead and just give you the rundown. Let me go ahead and just give you the rundown of how we're going to take and turn our thoughts into action steps. Let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so first and foremost, before I get into my little diagram and my little chart, I want you to stop and be still. Before you even do this activity, this exercise, I want you to stop and be still. Take a moment to pause and clear your mind. Because sometimes you just need to breathe, okay? Listen, I've struggled with anxiety. I've struggled with overthinking. I've struggled with fear, all the things. You need to just be still. The moment that you find yourself overthinking, just pause, set a little 15-minute timer, sit there and breathe. Inhale and exhale, okay? Invite the Lord into space, and I'm telling you, you'll walk away better. Anyway, number 2, what you're gonna do is create a table with 4 columns. So you could do a little, what's what you used to play? 4 square. You could do a little 4 square action right here. Okay. Now, what you want to do in box number 1? Box number 1, you want to write in this box what's on your mind. This is your brain dump section. Okay. This is your brain dump section. So you want to write concerning whatever's on your mind, what's on your mind. What's on your mind? So again, I said, we can't show up because we're overthinking, right? When it comes to that piece of content, when it comes to that business idea, I want you to write in box number 1, what is on your mind currently, right? What's on your mind currently? And I want you to just let it all out. Don't leave nothing there. Let it all out. Because we're walking away from this with some action steps, okay? Box number 2 is your toss section. So after you done brain dumped, okay? Now it's time to toss. Because remember I said overthinking is like a mudslide. We need to get out of this mudslide. That's what this exercise is going to help you do. We need to get out of that. So I wanted you to brain dump so you can see visually what's up here. Because sometimes our biggest struggle with the mind is that this is an invisible mechanism, right? I'm affected by what goes on up here, but it's invisible. So when you brain dump, those who know, I love a good brain dump. Okay, I love it. So you want to brain dump so you can get visibly what's invisible, right? That's number 1. Number 2, now it's time to toss, friend. What doesn't matter, okay? What doesn't matter? What needs to go? What needs to go? Because it just don't matter. It don't matter. It really don't. However way you look at it, left, right, or up and down, it really don't matter. Let's get rid of some stuff. So cross some stuff off of that brain dump. What really don't matter, right? You thinking about it, maybe it was a good idea or whatever the case may be, but it's stopping you. It's not helping you. That's the thing. You want to then evaluate your thoughts. That's how you're tossing them, right? Each thought that you wrote down on that brain dump part, I want you to evaluate. And I want you to think, is this an effective thought or is it ineffective? How do you know? Is it pushing me to action or is it hindering me from action? That's what I want you to think about. That's how you're going to know whether or not you should toss it or whether you should keep it. What doesn't matter? What's ineffective and what's effective? Box number 3 is surrender. Yeah, we love this box because, honey, we're gonna do it with God, all right, every time. So, box number 3, what's beyond your control? What's beyond your control? Sometimes we thinking about, is people gonna like it? Is people gonna comment? Is people gonna participate? Is it gonna reach the people it needs to reach, right? Sometimes those are our thoughts. That's in box 1. We need to get rid of those and we need to surrender some stuff, right? Things that are beyond your control that you have no control over. This is bringing back into perspective what you can do. Because sometimes we worry about things we can't do. And so then we never start, okay? So box number 2 was toss. What doesn't matter? What's irrelevant, right? You could be thinking about, I don't know how to do this or I don't know how to do that. That doesn't matter because guess what? You can learn, right? By the time you get to box 3, you still got some stuff left in that brain dump area, right? Now the goal is to let go. Let go of the things you can't control. Let go of the things you can't control. And here's the thing. That's why I say it's very important to do this with God. Because if I was just all alone, I can let it go. But whose hand is it in? You don't got no hope there, right? Because why are you telling me to surrender or let go of something? And whose hand am I putting it in? The universe, baby. What the universe gonna do for me? Okay? So, doing it with God, you're able to say, you know what? I'm going to let this go. It's beyond my control. It's out of my hand, but it's in God's hand. Okay, that's box number 3. What's beyond your control? I want you to write that down in box number 3. Box number 4. Box number 4. Take action. This is our action box. Take actions. Now we want to know in this box, what can you do about it? What can you do? What are you going to do? So say, for example, you wanted to create a content series, right? You wanted to create a content series. You start in box 1, but then all of this other stuff start piling up. Oh, am I going to be able to do it? Oh, can I, what people going to think? Oh, all of this stuff, right? But by the time you toss certain stuff, surrender other stuff, now you ready to show up to do it. Okay? So that's what we want to know in box 4. What can you do about it? Again, quick little exercise. Box 1, 2, 3, 4. Brain dump, toss, surrender, take action. This is the exercise that we gonna do to turn our thoughts into action. Okay, friend? So what I want you to do now, because I ain't got much else to say. I ain't got much else to say. What I want you to do is fill in each column. Fill in each column. I want you to go through each box. As soon as you find yourself overthinking, even if you realize after clicking this video, like, man, I've been overthinking about this. How do you know that you've overthought something and you ain't taking action on it? Look at your life and evaluate and say, what am I not doing that I'm supposed to be doing that I've been procrastinating on? I can guarantee you that you'll find that you've been overthinking. Whatever you've been procrastinating on, I can guarantee you that that's the thing you overthought. So what I want you to do is evaluate your life. Even right now, I want you to evaluate your life. I want you to find the thing that you've been procrastinating to do. And I want you to do this exercise. 4 square, okay? Brain dump, toss, surrender, take action. After you do all of that, I want you to end in prayer. I want you to end in prayer for guidance and strength to take action. Make sure you surrender, okay? Surrender what you need to let go of. And yeah, friend, that's it. That's how we're getting out of the trap of our mind so we can show up, okay? And we can use our minds for what they were created to do. All right, that's it, friend. I thank you for tuning in to this video. If you don't know who I am Demaya Unique, your multi-passionate, purpose-pushing, visionary friend, okay? And yeah, if you like this video, please comment and like and subscribe. And I will see you in the next video. That's it. Bye.